How y'all doing? I'd like to make this video about things that's going on in New York City right now, in New York State, period. You got the worst mayor and governor probably in New York history, and they're just tearing the city up like it's no tomorrow. Okay, in New York, we got a lot of teams. We got the Knicks, the Nets, the Giants, the Jets, the Islanders, the Rangers, the Yankees, and the Mets. Then you got the New York Clowns. Who are the New York Clowns? Bill DiBaggio, or as I call him, Bill DeBozo, and Cuomo, King Cuomo. These are the worst two people that you could have running your city or state. I mean, de Blasio is just nuts. He just, I don't know what's wrong with him. Everything in the city is messed up. You name it is messed up. Police, shootings, housing, homeless people, you name it, in New York, it's fucked up. It has gotten worse every day. This guy spent millions of dollars painting all these lines in the streets and turned 2-lane streets into 1 lane, got all kind of bus lanes and bike lanes, and main streets are 1 lane now. You got cameras everywhere. You got cameras on the corners, you got traffic cameras. Everywhere you look, you see a camera. Okay? I don't know. This is like becoming a slave state in a sense, because now with the jab thing going on, now they want you have to have a card or whatever to go in certain places. That sounds like slavery to me. I remember in the slave days, the slaves had to have cards to show that they was free. So in other words, if you don't have a card, you're not free. You ain't free to go wherever you want no more. You ain't free to go in any store, you can't go sit down and eat nowhere. You know, I keep telling people in about 2 or 3 more months, everything will be shut down again. They not stopping these large gatherings. They still having all these large gatherings, people with no mask on, and they talking about people that done got the jab, still could give it. Hey, what's the sense? You know, they're gonna shut everything down again. And you know, DiBaggio and Cuomo, they pushing it. They not saying it, but they are pushing it. They're really pushing it. I mean, the gun violence in New York is like crazy. 33 people shot last weekend. I put on my news this morning, 2 or 3 more people were shot today. I mean, you know, they doing this catch and release thing where they kept taking people off the street. They go through the court system, you right back on the street. And you know, it's the same people. You got the gangs in New York. You got all kind of gangs. I mean, you got the Bloods, the Crips, you got the Spanish gangs, you got the Chinese gangs. You got every kind of gang in New York that you could possibly name, including the cops. As far as I'm concerned, they're a gang too. You know, they're the biggest and the most dangerous gang because they're legal. But, you know, the crime is crazy. You know, you go around, you see all the businesses closed up. People never recovered from after the COVID thing. You know, the jobs is messed up. People don't want to go back to work, you know, because they've been sitting at home getting paid. And why should I go to work? I get a free check, you know. But, you know, this DiBaggio and Cuomo team, the clowns, are terrible. Let's look at Cuomo a little bit. He's in every kind of investigation you can name. Let's start out with the nursing homes, where I think they said something like 1,000 people died in nursing homes during the COVID thing. He never answered to that. And they still investigating him for that. You know, all these people that died, loved ones died in these nursing homes, and he went on the news and talked shit about it like he's some kind of king or some kind of god. I think he should get everything he got coming to him, because he just think he's all of that. And all these people was running around talking about, oh, Cuomo for president. And all these women talking about, oh, I would love to marry him. Now you find out this man is just filling up everybody, touching everybody, treating people like shit. You know, treating these women like they is personal prostitutes or whores or whatever. You know, I mean, come on. Allegedly, but, you know, this is what's going on. I mean, it's nonstop. Cuomo has done everything. He said the other day, I'm watching the news, he comes on the news and says that everybody's going to get the jab. He said he is sending people door to door to people's homes. And their job is to persuade you to get the jab, right? Persuade you to get the jab, put you in a car, drive you to the place to get the jab. They're going to take you there and make sure, he said, and make sure you get that jab in your arm. This should sound like a dictatorship to me. This sounds like some old Hitler shit. You know, these politicians is just like, they just think they run, you know, this is a dictatorship now. See, they talked about Trump. These people worse than Trump. Joe Biden is the worst. He's right up there with him. I could put him on the clown team too. You know, he's a big clown. This guy, he can't even make a speech without forgetting what the hell he's saying in the middle of his speech. The rest of the world is laughing at us. They are looking at us and laughing. We done put a kook in the White House. They are laughing. So much for America's strength. You know, so when you look at the city, state, and the government, it's all messed up. You know, Bill de Bozo done ran the city into the ground. King Cuomo is refusing to leave office. Everybody telling this man to resign. He ain't resigning nothing. He's sitting there, I saw in the paper, he's sitting there out in some lounge somewhere with, I guess, his press secretary, I guess, scheming up some more stories to tell or ways to get out of this shit he in. Now, everybody's telling him to resign. Let's see if he resigns, which I know he's not, because it's going to take them 3 months to investigate this. And by that time, as far as I'm concerned, there'll probably be another lockdown. And if there's another lockdown, you know all that other shit goes out the window. So don't be surprised. You know, like I told everybody, they going after the city workers in New York. You know, you're a city worker, you work in a hospital, you work at any city job now, they want you to have the shot. If you don't get the jab, you got to be tested every week. Okay? For the city, the state, that's what they're doing. And I guess the government will be right along with it pretty soon, because now they're telling all the private businesses to do the same thing. Don't let people come to work unless they're at the job. I keep telling people, they're going to go after the city, state, and federal workers first. They're going to mandate that. Then they're going to go after everybody to get any type of government assistance. You get food stamps, Medicaid, housing, Social Security, disability, you name it. Any type of government subsidized income or whatever, you next. Because they're going to tell you, you can't get them benefits unless you got the jab. You heard it from me first. Give it another 2-3 months. Once they go after all these city, state, and federal workers, you next. Then once you get those people, you got majority of the population with the jab already. You know what they're going to tell everybody else? That they're still having at it? You can't go into no banks. You can't go do nothing. You can't go nowhere to eat. You can't come out your house unless you had the jab. Take my word for it. This is the Mo Show. Thanks for your attention.